Welcome everyone, welcome to episode 62. And in this episode we're going to ask Prime Creator about something that was shared in our Creation Temple Facebook group. One of the members shared a dream about the surface of the earth opening up, where beings came to them and announced that they're opening the surface of the earth. So we just want to ask Prime Creator if there's any validity to that, any relevance, any information, if it is relevant. And I would also invite you, if you want to join us on our Facebook group. September, we're doing 30 Days to Joy. So we're halfway through that right now, but it's never too late to start your joy journey. And in October, we'll be starting 40 Days of Self-Love. So we'll be doing lots of interactive things like that in our group. So I definitely invite you to join us there. Yes, dear ones. As some of you understand, there are many beings that live within your planet Earth, not just on the surface of planet Earth. These beings do wish to merge with you, to interact with you. And so some of them are creating portals to be able to have a gateway, so to speak, to make it easier to make themselves known to you, depending upon your vibration and the vibration of these beings. When it is a match, you will be able to have a more tangible interaction. Not necessarily that you will be able to see these beings, but you may be able to sense, to feel. And yes, for those of you who have this type of sight, you will be able to see them as well. They have much to share with you about care of the earth, care of Gaia. Many species have deep skills with gardening and cultivation of food. And although the interior of the earth is different than the surface of Gaia, there are many teachings that they have to share with you about cultivating food. They have much to share with you about how to use the breath, how to use the breath to center yourselves, to calm your nervous systems, for the environment in which they live, although it is quite different than your environment. Many species have become masters of using the breath. And while their bodies are different, and they do not have the same requirements in terms of breathing and what they take into the body, in terms of your ascension, there is much to share and much to learn from these beings.
So how does actively participating with these beings assist our path and progress in ascending and Gaia's ascension?
Because they understand ascension in perhaps a slightly different way than most of you, they have teachings to offer you. For they truly understand the mastery of the third dimension. And although they have not engaged in the matrix in the same way as you have, in their history, they have engaged with the matrix energies and they have transcended them. And so they have much to teach you about transcending the matrix. They have much to teach you about living a life of ease and joy and fulfillment. And so if you care to engage with them, they can share many of these spiritual principles with you. This channel is wondering if there is polarity in the interior of your planet. And yes, while many species live in fifth dimensional reality inside of your planet, there are also those who have more of a third dimensional experience. It is slightly different there, however, for they live more with what you would call your new harmonized matrix. And so those that choose fifth dimensional frequencies for their living and existence, they are able to do so without the interference of those beings living in the 3D reality.
So you mentioned choosing to exist and operate with the harmonized matrix and how they do that in a fifth dimensional manner. So is it required to move into a fifth dimensional state to do so, or is there an opportunity to experience the harmonized matrix at a third dimensional level?
This is what your harmonized matrix is about, to navigate the third dimension with the harmonized matrix, so that you do not need to transcend it in so many ways, to utilize the 3D matrix with the harmonized matrix energies. So no, you do not need to be in a fifth dimensional state to use the harmonized matrix. However, the ease with which your manifestations can flow will be greater as you are in a fifth dimensional state of existence. And you can be in this fifth dimensional state of existence within the 3D matrix. And this is the mastery, dear ones, to bring your codes of the fifth dimension and above into the third dimensional matrix systems, to infuse them with love, to infuse them with light. Many of you wish to escape the third dimensional matrix energies. And while I feel your hearts and your spirits, and I certainly understand this desire, your true mastery is not to leave the third dimension. It is to bring the higher dimensional energies into the third dimension, thus transforming and transmuting it.
Is there any updated information on the current timeline we experience?
There is I will call it a split of timelines to aid your understanding, where there are those who, since the eclipse, are on a timeline of entering void energy, where things are unknown and they are perhaps unsure of how to move forward. This is the reset that I referenced in a previous conversation, where many of you would be experiencing a reset of your energies, of your creations and manifestations. There are those who are on a timeline where the energies of the eclipse have no significant conscious effect on these beings. They proceed with their lives as if there was not a significant shift in energy for them. And there are those who were to some degree thrown into a state of chaos. Not an external influence where some energies had power over them and put them into chaos. Rather, they allowed this chaos to emerge. so that they could master finding their centers. And so there are 3 timelines as such. With the energies of your equinox in September, the current plan is to merge these timelines again, so that all comes back to the same timeline. If you are one who was thrown into chaos, and you feel as if things in your life are unraveling, and it is quite unsettling, your mastery is to go into your heart and to find your center there, and to breathe so that you can calm the body and nervous system. For in the chaos, just as in the eye of the storm, there is a peace, there is a calm, and your job, so to speak, now is to find the peace and calm within your being. It is there, dear ones. You simply need to access the peace that is there. And this will greatly assist you in navigating the next few weeks. For those of you who have entered the void, this is a time for you of great surrender, and to allow what is no longer relevant for your experience to fall away, to dissolve. Those of you experiencing frustration with creations that you had set into motion before the eclipse, that now seem to have lost energy, or there is no motivation to continue the creation, it is okay to release the creation, to let it go. And it may fall away completely from your existence as it is no longer relevant, or it may come back around in different form. And so stay open, stay surrendered to what might unfold for you. And if you wish, you can begin new creations, planting the seeds in the void. Understanding that some of these creations may fall away in the next few weeks, and some of these creations may take root and grow and flourish. And so to practice creating without attachment during this time. And yes, as you manifest and create, non-attachment is always a masterful idea. But especially during this time, to notice, to be aware, and to not become attached to anything that you set forth at this time.
Is there any more information you can share about the energies of the equinox in September?
The equinox energies bring about some rebalancing, especially for those of you on the timeline of chaos or the timeline of the void. The things that are making you squirm, so to speak, in these moments will come to a resolution. You will feel more settled and more clear in your forward-moving direction with the energies of the equinox. It is a powerful alignment. And so for some, it may open up those unresolved, unsettled places. And in this case, you may have the experience of not feeling at ease with what is happening in your life. You will have great assistance, however, with the alignments to come to a place of centeredness and balance within you if this is your experience. It is best not to become intellectually attached to anything I am sharing, however. It is best to simply allow it to unfold for you, according to your own highest alignments, and to not make up stories in your head about what will occur for you. Simply allow it to unfold, dear ones. For those of you interested in numerology, the numerology of this day is quite powerful. You may wish to do an internet search to see the numerology of this day and what resonance or relevance it has for you. The day of the equinox is also a day where you will have greater access to the codes of the great central sun. You may wish to spend some time in meditation during this day to establish a deeper connection with the great central sun. Yes, the great central sun of planet Earth. And this can assist you in your ascension journeys, as the great central sun has many codes and much information for you about your ascension. If it is possible to have your bare feet upon the ground at this time, and if you wish to be used as a channel to connect with the energies of the great central sun, and act as a channel to bring these energies into Gaia, to anchor and ground them into her being. For yes, she has some capacity to do this on her own, but the amplification of the humans engaging in this activity creates a greater amplified field of great central sun energy surrounding Gaia and within her being as well.
Is there anything else Prime Creator would like to share with those watching this video at this time?
We have spoken many times about polarity and how it will continue to increase upon your planet as the light continues to pour in and illuminate the shadow. Along with this, however, is also the ability for you to transcend polarity. In other words, to notice the around you, but not engaging with any energies of fear or chaos or confusion. In this way, as you live in the third dimension, indeed you are bringing fifth dimensional energies and higher into that reality, offering the codes and energies of transmutation for the third dimension. Many of you have become quite skilled at this, and I thank you for practicing these ideas, dear ones. For you are on the leading edge, so to speak, of humanity's ascension. Simply by transcending polarity, you are setting forth the codes and energies for others to learn how to do this. This is not an esoteric concept. It is a practice you put into your daily life. So, for example, if another being wants to engage with you in a fear-based way or a dramatic way, you can simply let them know you are not interested in those energies. You can remove yourself from the conversation, change the subject, or simply listen as they express, allowing their expression as you beam love from your heart. When you emanate pure love from your being, the other being that is expressing from a fear-based place will either remove themselves from your presence, or they will no longer be able to speak what they were speaking about. They will become quite uncomfortable indeed. They may become angry. They may become confused. And so be prepared to be with the expression of any of those energies that might come forth as you emanate love from your being. For most beings are not used to being in the presence of great love. They are used to their expression of fear, and that expression eliciting an expression from another being that matches or exceeds. But when they express fear, and they then experience a great love coming back to them, it is disorienting. And I share this information so that you understand what is happening with the other being as you emanate love. Especially for those of you who are empaths, you do not need to take on their fear energy. You can simply observe and allow their expression. This requires that you stay with your own energy. This requires that you are quite centered and grounded in your heart. I thank you, dear ones, for your willingness to practice these types of experiences so that you can gain your mastery, the mastery of your power, which is love. At this time, I will bring through some tones to assist you in centering in your hearts in love. I thank you, dear ones. I connect with you and abide with you in love. Such bliss. I don't know what you guys feel from that, but it's just such a blissful feeling. My heart is just like wide open. It feels so amazing. Thank you for joining me in this episode. I will see you in the next video. Much love.